coaching is just it's just for a particular task. So after that particular task, you move again to the next one, and you see, coaching is for a particular task, right? So mentorship is long term. After now, I can still continue mentoring you, continue reaching out to you, continue helping you, because a lot of problems will always come when you are trying something and will come up, and when you observe this problem, another problem comes up, and you still reach out to the person. How do you solve this problem? How do I solve this particular problem? How do I go about this particular problem? So mentorship is to grow. Hope you understand. So you ask yourself the problems. There are a lot of problems I'm facing right now. Possibly, I have low self-esteem. There are a lot of problems a lot of people are facing at the moment. So a mentor will ask the problems you are facing right now, and how can I help? So possibly you say, I have low self-esteem. I have this particular problem. I have that particular problem. So now we already know the problem you have. So what we are trying to do now is to see how we can solve that problem you have. We are trying to see how we can build you, so that we can build yourself. You will be able to challenge yourself to solve those problems. So before we interact, there's a system. A system has to be created. A system will always bring us together, make us to interact. And then the first thing, problems. We'll know our problems, provide solutions to our problems. Then we'll see how I can solve the problem, and how you can practice, put those things, those strategies into practice. How can you put those strategies into practice? You don't just have to listen, hear things. Someone is telling you this is the thing to do, that's the thing to do. No, that's not enough. But how do you put those things into practice? Okay, I'm telling you now that this application is used to go live, or this particular thing is used to do this or that. What you do now is to say, oh, okay, this is it. Then how do I put myself through into the steps that I've listed out, right? So that is already something very, very important. So I'll ask you some crucial questions. The first question I'll ask you, I think I gave you an assignment. So you tell me, what are some of the problems people face in Switzerland? Yeah, tell me
Sure,
about some of them.
sure. So I took the liberty of expanding it a bit to Austria as
Some
well
of the
because
problems people
I'm
face in Switzerland. Give you an
sure.
assignment on that.
Yeah. So as I'm Austrian as well, I took the problems that might be also in Austria and in Switzerland. So I think that the housing and the cost of living crisis and issue is really big. So we have that the fact that rents, especially in cities like Geneva, Zurich, or Vienna, and Innsbruck, also a very big student city, are really, really high and affordable, um, and unaffordable for young people. So it's hard to move out of parents' homes. It's hard to gain financial independence. So I think that's the main one. I think. Oh, I think we're off the video. We'll wait till he comes back. Okay. All good? You hear me? I don't hear you. No. But if you hear me, then I can start, and then maybe you'll hear me after.
Can you?
Again. Yes. No. Perfect. So yeah, I was saying I think the housing crisis
Okay,
is a
so
big
can you hear me
issue
now?
in. Yes, I can.
Okay,
Good.
so just try logging out and joining again. Seems the audio is
But
not
I'm
coming
I'm
out
not,
well.
I'm not sure if it's on this side. Wait.
Okay, so you watching us, you actually need to have a very good coaching and mentorship. You need to see how someone can build you so that you can become the best version of yourself. Because a lot of us go through a lot of problems and we have no one to help us out. So it's very important that you reach out to someone that can build you, help you come out of those problems you are going through. And definitely you do exceedingly well. So that is it. Hello, Cosima.
Hello. Perfect. Can you hear me now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Great. Yes, I can. I can hear you very well.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. I can hear you very
Great.
well now. So,
Perfect.
the problems, like I said, the problems some people face in Switzerland, just list some of them.
Sure. Yeah. So I think the problems for young people are mostly also related to the high cost of living in Switzerland. So you have, for
Okay,
example, housing that you can't afford rent in like Geneva, Zurich, also in Austria and Vienna or Innsbruck. It's becoming very expensive, especially for students, and especially for students who don't have the parents or the government support. It's really hard. So they will take a long time to move out. They don't have financial independence, so that's very difficult, I think. And then, of course, also you have the feeling that we lack political influence, especially for very important issues, say climate change, say political participation. So it's hard to get involved in policy decisions or to really make an impact with a youth-led organization that isn't recognized by the broader political landscape. And then, of course, you also have the issues that you can't find a job, even though you have maybe a master's or very high education. It's still hard to find a job, even though you're overly qualified or very highly qualified. So this, of course,
sure,
is also frustrating, causes insecurity, etc., etc. And then, as you know, Switzerland and Austria are very mountainous countries, so you have a lot of valleys, very rural places. So there's not a lot of educational, cultural, professional opportunities for development there compared to cities and urban centers. So this can, of course, lead to a feeling of being left behind or not being able to really do what you maybe would like to do so much. And this also then leads these young people to move to cities, to these urban centers, and that also in turn again makes a loop and contributes to rural depopulation. I'm not sure if you heard everything, but my last point was about the limited rural opportunities. So Switzerland and Austria, of course, are very mountainous, have many valleys, where maybe the educational opportunities, the job opportunities are not so big or not so much, which also is difficult because maybe you can't do what you want to do, you can't pursue the career you want to career. Maybe you have to just do what your parents did, and you don't really have a choice or much agency. And many young people move to cities, to very big urban centers, which then again makes a loop and leads to these rural areas just becoming very depopulated, and the valleys will die out eventually. So these are the main issues that I see, and I think that there's international issues such as mental health, performance pressure, the pressure to always do more and be better and be good, and just yeah, I think it's much more than that to have to live a happy life.
Definitely, definitely. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yes, a lot of problems like you listed out, and
Yeah,
well, the one that got me the most was this whole job aspect that you said. There are less jobs, and a lot of people are highly qualified to get the jobs. That's one of them. Then the other one is most people don't even have the choice to do what they love, so they just have to follow what their parents their parents
often.
create for them. So these
Yes,
are at least two major problems that we can
definitely,
attack. Can you hear me very
definitely.
well?
Sorry, can you
Okay.
say that again?
So can you hear me very well?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I said the major problems, like you said there's scarcity of job, and the people are highly qualified for those jobs, and that is one problem. And no choice. Most people do what their parents are already in, so they end up not doing what they love. So they just have to key into the policies of the country. So those are two
Exactly.
major problems, and towards the end, we're going to see how we can provide some solutions
Sure.
to these problems. So I'm going to ask some questions to see how. Okay, so the first thing is, how do we provide workshops that can target those audience you have in mind? So first thing is, like you said you have interest in building something that is all about maybe youths, trying to help impact the
Hmm.
youths, and that's your
Definitely.
major pursuit, something that you have in mind to see how you can build people around. Yeah, that's what you told me. So I looked at it that what are some of the workshops that you can do to impact people, to build them, and also make them feel that these problems that are already existing can be solved. That is one thing that you are going to ask yourself now. What are some of the workshops, some of the programs you can do? Because now we have listed out a lot of problems. So every problem has a solution. So what's the possible solution you can bring to this problem? So the first one, talking about the job and highly. But you actually need to see how you have to see how you can solve those problems. And
Yes.
a perfect way is to do a
Hmm.
survey, which you've done now, which you've done. But also, another survey can be done. If this is what I want to do now, possibly I want to go into public speaking, I should also go back and check the problems that people face. Some of those persons that are already into that particular thing. What are some of the problems that people or young people face in the aspect that I'm trying to provide solutions to their problems. So you try and check, is it that they don't have jobs? Is it that they need some form of soft
Mm-hmm.
skills? Is it that there
Definitely.
are certain leadership skills that people that already having jobs can learn from? So, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are getting fully employed. There are still some things that you can actually do to help them upskill themselves. You talk
Sure.
about those that are trying to work in line with what their parents are already doing. If there are still some things, some opportunities you can create, or some form of trainings you can do for them to grow them in that particular thing they are doing. So these are some of the questions you ask. So if you have decided that this is the path I want to follow, if this is the path I want to follow, then you will now go back to check. You focus it on that particular area you are in right now, that particular
Mm-hmm.
area, how you can build people in that particular area. Now you are going to narrow yourself down to one point. You're not diversifying or putting your attention on so many areas now. You're focusing your
Yeah,
attention
yeah, yeah.
on one point. Hope you
One thing.
understand what I mean.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
now these problems you listed out, most of them are yes, they are global problems, maybe problems in Switzerland.
Right.
But now we're going to see, you will now see how you can narrow it. That's why I now chose only two aspects, two major
Sure.
problems. You're going to reduce it down to those two problems and see how you can get something out of those two areas. Then the next thing, like I said, to see how do you build your network? How do you pass
Mm-hmm.
the message? You are trying to see how you are trying to help in maybe youth advocacy. You are trying to create
Yeah.
awareness and all that. But before you think of creating awareness, definitely you need to spread the word. You need to see how you can network. Tell them
Right.
that okay, tell some persons. Like you already said, you are already in some organizations and all that. But you try to see how you
Mm-hmm.
can pass the message. Tell them I'm into this. You are strong about it. You are passionate about it. You are telling them I'm into this, and there's no other person that can give you the best value you need. I am the person,
Right.
Cosima Rodija. I'm the person that can give you the value you need. I am the person that can solve that problem you are going through. You are saying it with so much passion and energy. You know that there is so much you have to offer to people.
I can't hear you at the moment.
Okay, can
It's
you
not.
hear me now?
Yes. No. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I checked your LinkedIn and
Yeah.
I saw some good works you are doing, possibly, and also the programs you've been attending. So
Mm.
one thing about attending programs, what it does for you is it's not just about attending programs. You also need to see how you can network with the people there.
Definitely.
I don't know if you understand what I mean. So after attending
Definitely.
such a program, or even
Yeah.
attending such a program, some persons may be sitting by your side and they need what you offer. But possibly you did not reach out to that person, and the person now goes to another place to get that product that you have new. So you need to see how you can network with. You are going for a program. Let's say you reach out to 10 persons out of that's already a huge number. You reach out to them, you tell them what you do, you tell them your opportunities you render, the things you do. Then also you say it in a convincing manner, in a manner that person can, in an irresistible manner. You say whatsoever you want to say. Then the possibly, if you have, you can collect the person's number, and possibly if you have some handles, person can go check you up on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
go check you up on YouTube, go check you up on these platforms. The person already is already connected to you. So that is why I
Right.
said uh, that's on. another thing you need to see, or you need to see how you can intentionally network with people. So anywhere, even in the place you are working right now, to see how you can
Definitely.
intentionally connect with them, see how you can tell them what you offer, tell them what you are doing, how you can build them intentionally. That is another thing. So now, like I said, we know the problems, but from our angle, how do we portray ourselves? Now you are going to meet someone, you're telling the person, I'm Kozima Rojija, and I'm a public speaker, and there's a way you are reaching out to the person, you are the posture. It sounds maybe your posture is not really appealing enough. So you actually need
Mm-hmm.
to work on your posture, the confidence, the level of confidence you portray to that person, the way there's this aura that you have in that particular environment, that this person is even attracted to you because there is
Mm-hmm.
this level of confidence and belief that you have in what you are doing. So you need to see how you can build that aspect. First thing, don't fidget, don't fold your arms, don't do on some there are certain things that you will.
Right. I can hear you.
Okay. So like I said, the first thing is your posture. Your posture matters a lot. The way you have to smile, although something must lead to that, but you have to smile, and yes, you have to smile. Then
Always.
try to maintain a decent form of eye contact.
Mm.
That is very important. Then work on the level of maturity and knowledge in the subject. Knowledge in the subject. So if you are, uh, this one now is more related to maybe you are delivering a talk and all that. You should try to maintain, you have to be focused, you have to be vocal, and maintain a level of maturity. Then have enough knowledge in whatsoever you are trying to do. So if you are trying to network with someone, you have to have
Mhm.
enough knowledge about that particular field, right? So
Yeah.
you don't need to just wake up one morning and yes, I know, and there's a level you get to that you will just be so confident in whatsoever you are doing that you don't even need to prepare and all that. But there should be a level of maturity, level of intelligence, not even intelligence, level of maturity, because you know
Yeah.
what you are doing. Then try to strike an ideal pose. Try to strike an ideal pose. Then, okay, yeah, all right. So, and also another thing, you need to create PowerPoint, but those PowerPoint slides you are creating PowerPoint slides, but add, you don't make the PowerPoint slides too filled with items, too filled with so many points and all that. You reduce your PowerPoint slides to ensure that it is something that is, something that you can actually handle, something that people are more focused on you. People are more focused on what you stand to deliver and not really the PowerPoint slide. So even if you are trying to make PowerPoint slides, you can make it at least to an extent, something that people can they'll just look at you, listen to you, and just grab some points from the slides as well. So those are some of the things you need to do. So like I said, the major points in coaching and mentorship, or in mentorship, or in mentee, The major point is trying to have learned, try to practice what. And in our next class, we're going to see how we can. I'm going to show you how you can go live on more than 2 platforms, 3 platforms
Sure.
at the same time, and you're going to do it practical based. It's going to be more of okay. So can you hear me now?
Yes. All good.
Can you? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, like I said, these are some of the challenges that people face with this application. So, you need to see how you can be in a particular area, in a particular environment that has good network, and you need to ensure that you prepare ahead for things like this. So, if you are going to be having your first, your first live will not really be perfect.
Right. I can see you again. Hello?
Rosima, do you have any questions?
No, so far all good. I was just
Do
wondering.
you have any question?
Where you can like save it. Like, does it stay
If you have any
on
question,
your
feel free to
profile?
ask. Okay. So can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Like, does it stay on your YouTube channel
Can you
or
hear
your
me?
profile when you save it? Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try logging out and logging again. I observed something just now. Try logging out and logging again. Okay. All right. So welcome back. Welcome back. So if you're out there and okay, so welcome back.
Okay. Back. There we go. Sorry
Yeah,
about the
welcome back.
connection.
So do you have any questions?
Sure. I'm just interested in knowing like where, just technically, where do you
Seems
save?
the audio is not coming out. It seems like your audio is not coming out. Your audio is not coming out clear.
Now better? Because on
It's
my
not coming
side it
out
says
clear.
it's green.
Although you are
And then
speaking, but I'm unable to hear you. Anyway, in our next class, we are going to be having a practical session on how to go live on 2 platforms at the same time, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll work on that in our next class. So possibly, if you have any question, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me to ask me a question.
sure.
Be on WhatsApp or via email. Yeah, feel free to ask me. Yes.
Thank you.
So it's nice. It's nice having you here, and hope I'm sure you enjoyed this session. You enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the network.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, so everyone that was with us, do appreciate you all. So if you're interested in being part of our mentorship training, you can reach out to me, and definitely you're going to learn a lot and grow in 2025. So we're definitely growing together in 2025. If you've not started growing, you need to start growing in 2025. Yes. So if you need mentorship, if you need someone that will mentor you, grow you, become a better version of yourself, you can reach out to me. And definitely, I'm willing and ready to help you. Thank you for being with me on this live. Do join us for our Youth Development Show, episode 7, this Sunday by 3 p.m. West African time.